Hello VC, hello world, hello family, hello friends. Proudly rocking my vinyl community t-shirt today. The vinyl community, are you in it? Proudly I wear it. Right quick, I want to acknowledge and welcome back Charlie Parker. James is his real name, your real name, James. I hope you see this eventually. James is someone who, through music, we were connected before we knew it. James lives in Liverpool. Back in the 80s, he tells me the story. This is wonderful, you know. He told me the story a while back that back in the 80s, while shopping in a record store in England, he heard Digital Sex being played in the store, and he had to have it. And he didn't make the connection at first, when he discovered me making videos on YouTube about records, that was the Derek on Digital Sex, until I did I don't know when it was, but then he made the connection and we've connected. And welcome back, James. Missed you. And Manchester, again, I'll say it very, very strongly, that I feel a real solid, tangible connection to the people of Manchester in particular. I feel that way about Native Americans. Some tribes, just when I get around the people, it's almost like I vibrate with them even more so. I don't even know the tribes necessarily. It's most Native Americans, but something about the vibe of Manchester, above and beyond the music, something resonates with my life. So I see, James, that you ordered my records, my latest ones, Cleamin' and Flyover on CD. I don't remember if your wife bought the Flyover vinyl, so I left you a message. You definitely need to get the Flyover vinyl, and once I hear, I'll send that off to you. These last few days have been very good days. They've been intense. I've been working a lot. A musician friend of mine just uploaded or made me aware of Reaper, which is open source software that you can use, recording software that is very, very similar to the main ones everyone uses, which is can't even think of it right now. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm getting familiar with it, learning more about plugins and what I can do. So off to the races. I'll show a few records that are sitting here that I've been playing. I don't have any new records. No one sent me anything this week. I do see a lot of VCLT going around, and I apologize that I can't participate more. It's honest though, guys. I see a lot of people sending a lot of records around, and when you send me records, I'm generally really not in shape to send anything back to you. So I understand why people haven't been sending me anything, but I sure would like some, and I'm just being real honest. You know, I could use some. I can always use some new records. Yesterday, after listening to the news and the latest on the Middle East debacle, it just really reminded me of the words of Epitaph by King Crimson, so I played all of this yesterday. I love this album, and then when I posted it online, it garnered a lot of comments, you know, and I don't take comments I disagree with personally or get angry about them. So I think some people think I do because of the way I respond, but it's not that I'm angry and upset. Okay. So what I mean is this: Matthew Shern asked if people thought that Moonchild sounded like Moody Blues, and I said, not me. But I didn't mean it like I was insulted. It was like, honestly, I've been listening to this album in Moonchild since 1970, and I've been listening to the Moody Blues since the 60s. I've never thought that Moonchild reminded me of the Moody Blues. It doesn't remind me of the Moody Blues. That's all I was saying. Another comment was, I won't name that person, but again, we have all our opinions, and Moonchild is a fantastic song. Someone thought it was a misstep. Not to my ears. Fantastic. I mean, it's where they started, you know. This is an American copy. It's I've had several copies of this over in my lifetime, so this is not nothing special, no special edition or nothing. Like I said, as a teen, I had In the Court of the Crimson King Part 1 and 2 on an Atlantic single. I don't know what happened to it. I don't remember getting rid of it. Just after a while, I couldn't find it. You know, one thing that the reading the lyrics reminds me is that all this madness is nothing new, and it's just going to go on. It's like, you know, it's not like it's something new. The madness of war and the privilege of the rich, you know, and how they think, and just, you know, the rest of the world beneath them doesn't exist. That's nothing new. So I'll still bitch about it when it really gets to me, though. I pulled this out. I haven't played it. Du Fee, Silence and Wisdom. Two girls. My understanding is that this is actually two guys, and that Matt Johnson of the is heavily involved here, and that it's a mock-up that those are not women on the front, that those are two guys in drag. I don't know if it's exactly the case. I understand that's supposed to be, but this is a beautiful, beautiful pastoral album. Just idyllic, mostly instrumental. Like a dream. This album is like a dream. It's fantastic. Yesterday would have been Nick Drake's 66th birthday. I only have 2 of his albums on vinyl. Pink Moon. Everything that, all the hype about Nick Drake is warranted. It's deserved. I also have Brighter Later on vinyl. American pressing on Antilles. When it came out, I bought 5 Leaves Left, but like many records, I've been lamenting talking about records online with friends. Even though I was into a lot of music at a young age, I had a lot of music I did not appreciate or really understand at a young age, and got rid of. You know, like 5 Leaves Left, you know. And a lot of prog that didn't sit well with me at the time. It wasn't the kind of prog I was looking for. And a lot of those records that I got rid of are the ones that are extremely pricey. I thought they were slightly mediocre. I was looking for a really intense musicianship, and that's, you know, what do you know? I was just a kid, you know. Sequins by Thomas Jerku. Some old IDM, I guess you'd call it. I love electronic music myself. I really do. Garrett and John Weiss, Panoramic Glass and Mirror. This is fantastic. You know, it's drones, but not, these are like glass drones. The texture and the timbre of these drones are really compelling. It's like, ooh, you want to get inside of them. You want to get inside the sound. Liquid Swords has been sitting out. For a minute I thought I might want to trade this. No, I don't. You know, on Facebook, John Chartrand has started a VC hip-hop page. And there's a lot of posts and a lot of people. And, you know, I can hang a little bit, but I just got to say for the record that, you know, I think it's because of my age and because of my focus that hip-hop is not something that I'm really, I don't play it, you know. I respect it, I understand it, I've had issues with it. I have issues with stupidity, you know, and there's a lot of stupid music, you know, not just hip-hop. But that's why I don't have a lot, because I was never a I didn't, man, I had, you know, when Def Jam and New York first started to open up in the 70s, some of my white punk rock friends were way into it, you know, trying to hit me, you know, but it's useless. It's useless to try to explain, but I'm just saying that, you know, I'm real. I just never was a hip hopper, you know. Gentle Giant, Tintin El Nido over there in France, found a copy of this on Chrysalis and was showing it online. So I pulled this and played this all the way through yesterday. Gentle Giant, The Missing Piece. I like this album, but my complaint is the way it's engineered. I do not like there is no bottom end on this album. Pisses me off. The bottom end is gone on this album. They also make a few commercial moves on this album that, in my opinion, didn't help them make any more. I don't know if they sold any more records, but it didn't help their sound. They didn't need it, you know, because they have a unique approach. They had a unique approach to music. And I will always lament that, you know, we artists have to dumb our shit down just to sell it to idiots. And I do mean that, you know. I love those idiots, but that's how I feel about it, you know. Always have, you know. Have to dumb down music for dumb people. That's, then Juan Martin. This is a Painter in Sound. This is what they call a New Age album that I bought a while ago. And I don't like the term New Age. It's misleading. This album fits neatly in between Anthony Phillips and Steve Hackett, okay? Genesis fans, take note, okay? Sometimes people are missing good music, okay, because of associations that media has made with the words they use. That's why that shit pisses me off when you hear me talk about it sometimes. Juan Martin, Painter in Sound, beautiful album, primarily a classical guitar. Played this, Peter Gabriel's first album. Saw this tour, Television opened. Robert Fripp was in the band, sitting almost off stage. Well, if you're sitting center of the auditorium, you wouldn't see Robert Fripp, but I was off, and so I was at the right angle, so I watched him all night. It's a great album. When it first came out, because of my Genesis, I was disappointed he left. Couldn't wait to see what he was going to do. It wasn't what I wanted. Took me a while to come around to it, and that was part of, if you're still watching, someone wanted to know what it was that Peter Gabriel did that disappointed me. The main thing, it's not that he did something, what it was is that it was me getting my mind around the fact that he's a human being and he does what he needs to do. He doesn't make his records because of what I think he should do. That's really what I mean about putting people on pedestals. When you put people on pedestals, you have false perceptions and also expectations of those people. I deal with it. I'm still nobody, but I am somebody, but you know what I mean? I deal with people's perceptions of me. I'll show records and then I'll hear, I didn't think you'd be into that. Well, you know, how in the hell are you supposed to know? You're not me, you know. Just because I showed something and you saw a video, you don't know me. We don't know ourselves. Pulled this and played this, Moon in June. Soft Machine Third. This is an absolute classic album. One of the most important records in my collection. Got this when I was a teenager. I don't know how. Scrimpton saved my first job. Somehow I was able to get this, but I bought this in like 1970 or 71. And just head smashing. I also have a UK copy. This album is extremely important to me. Soft Machine. So some people can identify themselves as b-boys, hip-hop. If there was an era of music that really defines my headspace, especially my halcyon youth years, it's the Canterbury sound. It's the Canterbury prog sound, as much as Genesis. The Soft Machine, Caravan, Gong. Gong is part of Canterbury. David Allen, leader of Gong, it was his idea to start Soft Machine. Henry Cow, the Rock and Opposition Axis. And then you tie in, when I was introduced to this music as a teen, there was a marketing campaign by Virgin Records that worked. Faust, Henry Cow, Gong, all those early prog albums, Mike Oldfield, that they were Virgin Records was pushing. It all seemed, it all fit in my mind. So that's my ground zero as far as if there's a group that I identify with more so than any other, it wouldn't be like a hippie rocker. It wouldn't be a hip hopper. It wouldn't be a Sly and a Family stoner. It wouldn't be a funkadelic. All that's in me. But Prog, Canterbury Prog, Soft Machine, Genesis. That's my ground zero for how for self-identification and what's really important to me. Musically, what's really helped to shape me. This is a killer album I played the other day. Son of a Bitch's Brew, Acid Mother's Temple, and the Melting Paraiso UFO. In their own really odd way, they really evoke the spirit of Bitch's Brew on this album. It's really accurate. This is black vinyl. It came out in several different colors. I just have a black vinyl color version, rather. Played this twice the other day. Nursery Crime, Genesis. Musical Box is considered one of the first really successful Genesis songs besides The Knife, which is on here. But I also really like the short songs, Harlequin for Absent Friends, and then the other big long one on here, Return of the Giant Hogweed. Just love those albums. Secafunk, thank you so much for telling me about this particular version of the album. Secafunk was kind enough one time, he was able to buy a cache of Genesis albums, imports. And he let me know about them and I bought them from him. This was one of them. Genesis on German Philips. Most of the stuff is on Charisma. I have it on Charisma too, but this is real valuable to me personally just because it's on Philips. Love this album. Love this band. Don't give a... and I say it because there is still that stupid criticism. And don't give a fuck about that stupid ass criticism about Phil Collins. Sin Kane. Color Voice. This is another album that when I was in Pocket, I came across this used. Didn't know anything about it. Liked the cover, but then I opened it up and looked at it in the store. And it's a picture disc. And so I went ahead and took a chance and bought it. And this would go in modern day trip music, tribal psychedelic. I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's great though. I mean, it's like if you saw it, if we were in a store together and we saw this and someone said, should I get that, Derek? I'd say, let's look for something else first. Come back to this. This is okay. Happy birthday, Paul McCartney again the other day. Pulled this out and played this. Carlos Alomar, Dream Generator. Yeah. This has a real 80s sound because that's when it was made. But this, I think this album is really excellent. Again, there's a mixture of electronica and prog. And even New Age. I hate that term. I think this album is unknown. I think it's fantastic. Excellent music. Excellent album. Carlos, if you happen to see this, I ain't jerking your chain. Do you ever pull this out as a teacher in your work at the university? Do you ever have the opportunity to feature this album or any of your work? Because I think this is excellent. For those of you that don't know, I got a personal message from Carlos Alomar not too long ago, and it was real. I get enough messages that I investigate people, and also because I get it's been better lately, but because I get people being snarky, I always try to figure out who the fuck these people are. Okay, so yeah, Carlos Alomar, if you happen to catch this video, thumbs up, and I really appreciate you getting in touch, man. And that's the extent of what's here that wasn't here. In the background, I'm listening to this ECM sampler CD that I've had for a while. An Original View of Infinity. What year was this? I used to get these promotional items because my brother worked for a record distributor. I don't see the year of this, but love this stuff. So yeah, working on music. I'm investigating Indiegogo. I cannot afford to make my next album. People are already starting to ask about it. I was thinking that I had tapped everybody out and I needed to wait till next year. But I'm going to look into mounting an Indiegogo to make the next vinyl. I really tried hard to hold on to the cash that I need to make the down payment for vinyl records. I couldn't do it. I'm living on it. But I have 3 albums material, and most of it is mastered, ready to go. I can master it. All I need is to put together the artwork. I see that Andalusia Rose, Jeff Klukowski's band, hey Jeff, if you happen to finally see this, they're doing an Indiegogo, and that's what got me going. I'm not going to do Kickstarter, but I understand that with Indiegogo, if you don't make a goal, you still get to keep the money. And anyway, I can make money to keep my head above water. I need to do that, but I also want to make the record. Anyway, what I'm saying is I'm about to formulate the program to raise money to make my next vinyl album. I hope you folks will be willing to help me make it happen. Man, this is already 20 minutes. I'm gonna just let it go there. You know, just always thinking about everybody. One person I will shout out to is Colin Medicine Horse. I don't watch your videos much, but I feel you, brother. You're a good man.